One, two. It is the 24th of November, the year 2023. Welcome to this live broadcast. You're right on time for news that concerns you, news that are based on what is happening in the country and beyond our borders. Our reporters have been up and about interacting with different people and different issues, and here are the top stories. 3 of 8 bodies retrieved as operations following death by raging waters in Makueni continues. President Ruto is attending the 23rd summit of the EAC heads of state in Arusha. Kenyatta University Students Choir holds a concert at the university's amphitheater to celebrate this year's achievements. And stakeholders in Narok come together to raise awareness against gender-based violence. This is KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. And Evans Othiambo is with us in the sign language interpretation tonight. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, later in the this particular broadcast, we shall be joined once again by Justa Kajuju, who will be coming to talk much more about diabetes and an upcoming event that helps to raise more awareness in regards to that. But first, let's have a look at the other stories we have tonight. And rescue operations to retrieve 8 bodies of individuals swept away by raging waters in the Muhuni River today managed to retrieve 3 of the said bodies. The 8 people died last night after they were swept by a strong current as they tried crossing the river. Makueni County Red Cross coordinator announced that operations to retrieve the other bodies is underway. The incident raises the death toll from flooding incidents in the county to 15, as the Kenya Red Cross also confirms that the heavy downpours have killed more than 70 people in the country and thousands displaced. And President William Ruto is attending the 23rd Ordinary Summit of the East Africa Community Heads of State in Arusha, Tanzania. Among issues discussed are economy and regional integration. The summit has seen Somalia formally admitted to the East African Community, joining Kenya, Burundi, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Rwanda, South Sudan, Uganda, and Tanzania in the bloc.
Observed.
East Africa community leaders are convening in Arusha, Tanzania for the 23rd Ordinary Summit of the East Africa Community Heads of State.
I would also like to congratulate.
The summit is scheduled to focus on a raft of issues, including economy with a significant emphasis on regional integration. The summit has seen a decision to admit the Federal Republic of Somalia into East Africa Community. Somalia has been actively seeking admission to the regional bloc for nearly a decade. A verification report was adopted by the heads of state during the 21st Extraordinary Summit in Bujumbura, Burundi on February 4, 2023. President William Ruto is among heads of state in attendance. Ruto arrived in Arusha, Tanzania on Thursday evening for the summit. Other presidents attending include host President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of Burundi Evariste Ndayishimiye, Salva Kiir of South Sudan, among others.
Today, in our meeting, we've had a conversation about how we need to hasten the process of political integration in our region.
Additionally, they will deliberate on the progress report of the East Africa Community-led Nairobi process aimed at restoring peace in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. This process is spearheaded by the former President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Having packaged our investment opportunities, investment in renewable energy, investment in Africa's Green Industrialization Initiative.
The East African leaders will also review the progress report on sustainable financing mechanisms of the East African Community. Furthermore, discussions will cover the progress report on the consultations of the Constitution of the Political Confederation of the East Africa Community. Ruto has been a leading advocate for a shift in climate change financing to assist middle-income countries in better addressing the environmental crisis primarily caused by wealthy nations. Joseph Oyomo, KUTV.
Imagine this. The only reason you don't have that dream job is because you lack effective communication skills to convince your employer to hire you. This is according to a report released by the Federation of Kenya Employers, Africa Digital Media Institute, and Nexford University.
Discussion about labor and its workforce continue to rattle on, and the latest to add their voice in an already heated debate is a joint research conducted by the Federation of Kenya Employers, Africa Digital Media Institute, and Nexford University. According to the report, 49.1% of the businesses surveyed identified effective communication as the primary lacking social skills among job applicants, critical thinking at 41.7%, teamwork at 25.7%, and time management skills at 23.4%, creativity at 22.1%, problem solving at 21.1%, and conflict resolution at 20.7%. The report that targeted 521 FKE member enterprises in at least 4 regions, namely Nairobi, Coast, Western, and Rift Valley, also indicated that 36% were deficient in management skills, proficiency in computers, and technical skills in job applicant. The report highlighted gray areas and the critical role of education that tilts its lens to magnify the existing gaps that the employer pinpoint as major challenges faced in workforce in order to drive innovation and labor-ready workforce. Auma Evans for KUTV, Nairobi.
Kenyatta University Students Choir held a concert today at the university's amphitheater to celebrate this year's achievements. The mighty KU Choir, that has maintained its top position at the National Kenya Music Festival for the last 14 years consecutively, presented the award they received in the concluded festivals to the Kenyatta University Vice Chancellor, Professor Paul Wainaina. As you can see some of the pictures there, and that story will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletins in much detail. So stay tuned to KUTV, a new experience, where we bring you news all around matters entertainment, matters advocacy, and matters what's happening. Now, moving on, we go to a story that involves drug and alcohol abuse, and the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, NACADA, has revealed that more than 1 million people are addicted to alcohol, drugs, and substances in the Rift Valley region. A treatment and rehabilitation center was launched at the Koiwa Hospital to mitigate this situation.
House of Deputy President Dorcas Rigathi launched a treatment and rehabilitation center at Kouya Hospital in Bomet County. Dorcas revealed that in Rift Valley alone, over 1 million people use alcohol and other forms of drugs, with about 400,000 of them needing rehabilitation services. Dorcas also said that her office, in collaboration with other stakeholders, have been conducting screening exercise to identify those who need help the most.
Volume of the people or the density of the problem we are having. I understand 22% prevalence of abuse of drugs. That is very bad. And if we don't do something, this very county, my dear governor, we will have a big problem. But I believe that
Bomet County Governor Hilary Barchok lauded Dorcas Rigathi for their effort and compassionate towards the youth. He said that his government will support the program that will benefit the entire country.
Ile facility ambayo tumefungua leo haitasaidia tu watu wa Bomet, itasaidia watu wetu wote wa Kenya. So this is a facility that is meant for all of us. And I am very sure the message ambayo umeleta hapa is not to condemn hawa, lakini kupatia hawa hope kuwa they can still recover out of whatever ile wameingia, kama ni mambo ya bombe, kama ni mambo.
The Dorcas Rigathi Foundation Center was opened this week in Olkalau to complement the Rumuruti Health Village in Laikipia County. She strives to open up even more facilities as the mantra "Empower the boy and empower the society" rages on. Auma Evans for KUTV, Nairobi.
One of my bosses here by the name Laban Shaban says if you don't take a break in whatever you're doing, you don't get the strength to do what you're supposed to do. Of course, he says that in Swahili. It sounds better. We take a short break. We'll be right back in just for a bit. Stay tuned.
Our planet with. Join us on the most exciting adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technology.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Be part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program.
Yay!
Let's go! We are learning every day. Engine leads the way.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi wale hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila woga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Ni kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
comes to wood, when it comes to metal, when it comes to, they just know how to use it. And if we can use it the same way they use it, trust me, we won't even, like, we can easily be on the
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area. So this project is called the Security Breach Detector and Can Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosives.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. Welcome back. This is KUTV Primetime News indeed, and we are live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. Now, I take you to Narok, where in efforts to raise awareness against gender-based violence, the Department of Gender, with various partners, has launched a 16-day activism campaign. This initiative targets to eliminate violence against women and children.
The Department of Gender, together with Amref Health Africa, World Vision, and other partners, have launched a 16 days activism campaign against gender-based violence. The campaign, launched in Elangata and Terit, Narok South Sub-County, is also expected to raise awareness against incidences of children's rights violation. The Narok Law Court's Chief Magistrate Hezron Nyamberi, who was speaking during the launch, said the month of November is set aside for GBV awareness creation and to promote the rights of children.
We are here to promote the children's rights. We are here to ensure that cases which are in courts have been cleared in this month of November, because we have set aside all the files, about 100 of them, and we have given out all of them to various judicial officers so that they can hear those cases, and we see how far we'll move with.
Meshak Lesurmat from Amref Health Africa, Narok County, notes that the 16 days of activism on GBV are days that bring together all partners advocating for rights of women and the girl child. The advocates get to engage in training and discussions with the communities on retrogressive practices.
We're going to engage communities in educating them on the issues of gender-based violence, that we need them to be free, a society free from gender-based violence, society free from FGM, society free from early child marriage, a society free from all form of violation of the rights, both for both genders, that is men and girls, or men and women. They all have equal rights. So it's a special day today that we are.
Narok County government has also established reliable channels through which citizens can report incidences of GBV cases. Israel Omai, KUTV.
Kenya sugar millers are now set to reopen on the 1st of December, 4 months after the Agriculture and Food Authority shut down the mills. The authority had initially closed down operations following reports that the millers were processing immature sugar due to shortage. Previously, the mills were set to reopen in November. Our reporter Virginia Mutheo with more on our business news.
The Agriculture and Food Authority has now announced plans to lift the 4-month ban on Kenyan millers, a ban that was necessitated by incidences of millers processing immature sugarcane due to shortage. Sugarcane scarcity caused a 26.6% drop in deliveries, slashing sugar output by over a third in 8 months. The Kenya Kwanza administration permitted sugar imports after local stocks depleted. To revive the struggling industry, the government approved leasing 5 public mills to private investors and wrote off a 117 billion Kenya shillings debt encompassing bank loans, taxes and dues. Elsewhere, the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority has called on all organizations that currently possess unclaimed assets for a period longer than legally required to surrender the said assets. The authority's Chief Executive Officer John Mwangi also called on all banks with dormant bank accounts, SACCOs with unclaimed dividends, and also organizations with people's salaries which have overstayed to surrender the money before the given period so as to enable the authority to reunite the assets with the owners.
UFAA Act number 40 of 2011, it defines a time period within which you should be holding these assets, and once that time period lapses, then either you get the owner and pay, or if you don't find the owner, you surrender that money to the authority.
And finally, the Employment and Labor Relations Court has stopped plans by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission SRC to abolish non-practice allowances. According to proposals published by SRC last year, the allowance was no longer relevant as situations had changed since the introduction of the said allowance. The non-practice allowance is usually provided to public servants in order to compensate for possible lost income when they are not involved in private practice. Additionally, the SRC proposed scrapping of other 3 allowances, among them retreat allowance, institutional internal committee member seating allowance, and task force allowance. Virginia Mudeu, KUTV.
20 minutes past the top of the hour, we take a very short break here on KTV Primetime News. When we come back, it's time for us to talk about diabetes, so stay close.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani na niko pwani, niko Jomvu. Leo tutakuwa tunafanya maandalizi, yani inaitwa ni viungo, yani watoto watakuwa wanahusika kwenye kipindi hiki, watoto wa Uswahilini.
Leo tunatengeneza chungu kwa kutumia mbinu ya kuviringa. Baada ya kubiringisha, unachukua hii ambayo imebiringishwa, unachanganya hapa juu.
Haya, vijana we!
They speak
pick to play politics.
Kila mara yeye ananiwinda kama mnyama. Naambia yeye Mungu iko na sitarudi nyuma.
They speak words strong enough to change policy and the law.
We have a very democratic system. We have a system that is based on the rule of law.
They speak to the heart of the nation for the nation.
Simu imeleta mambo mingi sana. Mimi hata nataka ifungwe kabisa, na ifungwe hata WhatsApp na Facebook zifungwe kabisa.
When facts get lost in all these words, we aim for the truth. Join me, Dennis Omondi, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. as I serve you the news and speak to your leaders and their observers to establish nothing but the truth. Only on KUTV.
Badala ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Ni kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
When it comes to wood, when it comes to metal, when it comes to, they just know how to use it. And if we can use it the same way they use it, trust me, we won't even, like, we can easily be on.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area. So this project is called the Security Breach Detector and Can Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
Lola is an app that gives you a chance to watch videos, listen to audios, and read articles wherever you are for free. Motivational stories, dramas, campus life, technology, lifestyle, adventure, sports, academics, jobs, entertainment, and more. Download Lola now on Play Store. All you need, you got Lola.
I just fixed the leak in the sink. What?
I can't be with you after what happened.
Hello, darling. It's been a while since you graced my humble dwelling with your presence. You think you're better than me? Sahara! Well, it tastes twice as nice. When pleasure has a price. ready for some big news.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bwari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin.
Welcome back to KUTV Primetime News. We begin on a light note where the month of November is owned by certain individuals who are men who do not shave their beards for the entire month of November. But November also has other things that we commemorate, and one of them is diabetes. And we're here to talk about diabetes. You've had it in the streets, you've had it probably around your friends and relatives, and we're here to once again delve deep and see how exactly we can be able to make sure that less and less people in our community are contracting this particular kind of lifestyle disease. And a few key facts from the World Health Organization. The number of people with diabetes rose from 108 million in 1980 to 422 million. That is from 108 to 422 million in 2014. All right, then prevalence has been rising more rapidly in low and medium income countries. Diabetes is a major cause of blindness, kidney failure, heart attack, and lower limb amputation. Another key fact, between 2000 and 2019, there was a 3% increase in diabetes mortality rates by age. Now, in 2019, diabetes and kidney disease due to diabetes caused an estimated 2 million deaths. On a brighter side, a healthy diet, regular physical activity, maintaining a normal body weight, and avoiding tobacco, these are ways to prevent and delay the onset of type 2 diabetes. Diabetes can be treated and its consequences avoided or delayed with diet, physical activity, medication, and regular screening and treatment for complications. Remember, last week we talked about type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. And in case you missed this particular conversation, KUTV News Kenya on YouTube is a place for you to go get that particular conversation and see how we scratched the surface last week. Today, we have gone beyond the surface and we are talking about deeper matters. And joining me once again this week, for the second time this month, Justa Kajuju, founder of Dire Hope Kenya, is here with us to help us understand more about diabetes. Karibu sana, Kajuju.
Thank you very much.
Yes. All right. So just before we go very far,
Yes.
For the sake of those joining us in this particular day as we talk about diabetes, what is the day, or what is a day in the life of a diabetic?
Well, I would say basically we have two types of diabetes, and type 1 is the one that is more challenging because it involves the taking of insulin injections. So basically you have to monitor your blood sugars and you have to take injections before meals and sometimes after meals. So basically you have to be so keen on, diets, exercise, and generally everything. So in terms of, what you spend per day, it is so much, and that makes it a very expensive disease to manage. And even the care, which includes mental health, it includes diet or nutrition, and medication is not just simple disease. So I would say for instance, for a normal, Kenyan person, a common mwananchi, who doesn't have insurance, when it comes to medication, it is expensive. Also, people living with disabilities, it is an expensive, because for instance, a doctor is not taught how to communicate with sign language and that. So we have things like hypoglycemia and hyperglycemia. So when such things happen,
and what are those?
Hyperglycemia, it is when your sugar's levels are high, and hypo, it is when they are down, which is very risky, because the signs are, you can even go to a coma, So it is a disease that requires a lot of care, and management. Yeah.
And your passion against this disease has caused you to really be out there to fight. You have a new initiative called Beat Diabetes.
Yes.
I want us to spare a few minutes, talk about that. What is this all about?
Well, my passion for this came in when I went to present, I won't say that again, a research in Abu Dhabi. I never thought I would be in this field of, diabetes. But I don't want to call it, experience, because it is not a thing to, there were ambassadors for diabetes, they would, I saw good things that they were doing, and that motivated me. So I had to come back and, use my voice, because if you're given a platform and you don't make a difference or a change, then I don't think that is a wise thing. So I came back and, a few friends that I had in school living with diabetes, trying to talk to them at least to open up, and, we became so close. We started even doing events, sharing experiences, so that motivated me. And since I was in that, situation where I didn't have people to talk about, about diabetes too, so I thought, yes, this thing can be, a nice initiative. And then talking about policies and education still, for advocacy, it is just that, you can have different types of advocacy, but, your main or your major goal is the same, making, people living with diabetes have the education, then other people, people that are not living with the condition understand and support, us that are living with the condition, and not to talk inside the, doctor space, but also talking about diabetes openly. Yeah, and that will end stigma.
All right.
Yeah.
Just before we go very far, Beat Diabetes is happening tomorrow, 25th of November, from 2 p.m. Where is it happening?
At Kahawa Sukari.
At Kahawa Sukari.
Yeah. Partners for Care. There's us. Yeah.
All right. Just before we go very far also, let's talk about the issue of people coming to your event. People are going to come to your event, definitely.
Yes.
As the vision bearer, you must be in a position where you can see, you can more of see the end from the beginning. Yes. Of course, as a dream. What people are going to come to your event, how do you want them to go home feeling like? What do you want them to do after they go home? What are those action points that someone comes out of your event, they're like, I must do this? What are those things?
Well, at first when I started this initiative, I started it like a year ago, but I wasn't confident enough to, share it with my friends that are not living with the condition. So when I opened up to some, and they were really embracing the idea that yes, you should do this, my parents have the same thing, but it's like they don't even want to share with anyone. It's like people in the office, they have that othering thing, So I just tend to explain to them like, yes, it is a condition that is manageable. If you manage it and you have the required, medication and support, then you can, live freely. And they supported me and told me, you can do something. Yes, we'll support you. That is why, I tend to take that bold step of coming out and, talking about it boldly, because now at least I have, I've seen that people are embracing it. And now, tomorrow, I'm pre-launching it, and I'm inviting my friends. Actually, they have really supported me, as you've seen, by buying a t-shirt so that we can come up with that hypo kit. Diabetes hypo kit, it consists of sweeteners. So when your sugars are down, that is the first step. I'm supposed to, educate people that don't live with that condition. If a person passes out and he has that, there will be a can written I'm diabetic. They can give that person first thing something sweet so that it can raise the blood sugar or normalize the blood sugar. The second thing is it will have a glucometer. That is the machine that is used to test RBS or blood sugar, and then it also will have some, red lights, how you will know this person has hypo, and all that, and what to do. So that is why I'm doing that, so that people can support, and they are really supporting, and I'm happy, and yeah, I'm so grateful for that, and I'm humbled because people are embracing it, because it's not a very cheap, to come up with all that kit is expensive. Yeah.
All right, and talking about kit, as I asked you this question, we can start preparing your elements. She had requested to, show us a bit of something practically here on this particular set. So I believe my director will be helping me with that as well. But before we go there, you've mentioned community, and in terms of the community that you have right now, you're very proud of your community, who are your friends, and in the cases of other initiatives like crowdfunding and the like, family and friends come in first, and you seem to have support from your friends who have bought the t-shirts, are going to show up, help you do the work, and of course I would assume that you're building tomorrow is a day of you building a bigger army to be able to create awareness, because awareness has to survive on the fact that you can create an army to push the agenda. What kind of day are you looking at tomorrow? Will there be fun activities? Is it going to be a lecture? Is it going to be a walk? What are we expecting tomorrow?
Actually, I end up working on 14 in KU. We had partnered with KU, Kenyatta University, and other universities around, and other people. So we had a walk on 14, then we did a challenge called Blue Balloon Challenge, because as a DDoC voice, we had that, common activity that we were doing with other diabetes voices, the whole world. So for tomorrow we'll just have the same thing, and then I will have a team of medical professionals. Personally, I'm not a medical professional, but I'm a diabetes educator. Sorry.
No.
And so tomorrow I'm looking forward to telling people what is this I'm doing, because now I've been doing it with my group, the sweet group, and young people living with this condition. So tomorrow I'll I'll explain to them what is like I'll do now, what is an hypo kit, and still I will be showcasing what it entails to, to mean diabetes awareness and what is that diabetes education. It's not just the education that we get from school, it's something different.
Definitely.
And still talking about stigma. And then, the support and my vision, and my mission, all that. There is a lot of things to be, learned and, as we start this journey, because that is my first step.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's her first step, and I must say it's a pretty big step, and we acknowledge and appreciate and applaud her in this particular move. I just want you to remember that word has it out there. Of course, that word that is not true, that diabetes is a disease of the aged, not anymore. Young people are getting this particular diabetes, and that's why we have to beat diabetes. So when you hear the likes of Diahope and DDoc Voices, these are some of the sites and pages and organizations you need to look up and seek guidance in case you need help. So be sure to talk to Justa at Diahope Africa, right? Yeah. Diahope Africa and DDoc Voices. It's about that time. You need now to show us those things that will help us understand much more about this. So if you don't mind, you can just go ahead.
Okay, so if you see me with a purse, it's not just a purse having money or no. It's a purse having a lot of things, which include, this is a machine, this is called...
you can show them
this
on
is called a glucometer. And then we have these at the strips, testing strips. And then we have the insulin. This is the insulin. This, for me, I have to take this for three times a day. And then this is now this one, we use it to prick our fingers every time, because I need to check my sugars like 3 times a day before I take a meal, after I take a meal, maybe if I end an hypo. So if you look at my fingers, you will see.
Just allow me to interrupt. Why are you pricking your finger? And
to test my blood, my sugars. Because sometimes they can be so, and then other times they can go down to hypos. And then you see, you use these things to sanitize your body when you're injecting or when you're pricking your fingers to test. And then we have something like this. This is the one now you use here.
All right.
So this is the one, the injection. Yeah, it is called a twist.
Is it the insulin injection?
Yeah, this is the insulin.
Okay.
So this is expensive. That others that are called vial, but now you can't walk out with it for some time without putting it somewhere. And that hypo kit that I'm preparing, it will have, a place that you can keep it maybe for a day when you're traveling, if you're a student, if you don't have a refrigerator, you don't have to use, contaminated things. Yeah. So that's it. And now the sweetener, I didn't manage to come with the sweetener.
No worries.
Because I have an hypo in the car. So these are expensive. Everything here is expensive. Even this is money. So when you open here, there is a lancet that now you use to prick. It's also, it goes for around 30 shillings. This one goes for around 40, 30. This one, everything is expensive. So you see, why there is high mortality rate for people living with diabetes, it is because of how the condition is very high to manage, and we've not even brought in nutrition and therapy and all that. And so that's why I'm pushing on these. And still, as I push on these, also I'll push on price cap, because we have so many pharmaceuticals, companies, and they have different things. So for instance, today I'll have this, next day I'll have a different type of it. So if you go to the market, you've bought this, let's say for around $35, that is 3,800 or 4,000, 5,000. When you go back to the pharmacy, you won't get the same thing. So it is expensive, and that makes now the rise of DKA. DKA is when you cannot manage sugars, you know, or your sugars are very high, and then other diseases, opportunist
diseases.
Yes. So they attack you, and then you become weak, and that's why you see things like kidney failure and amputation, because people are not managing it well. So there is a very need for diabetes advocacy, not only in Kenya but in Africa. Because other countries, developed countries are doing it well to a point that they can even provide, medication for everybody. So have a question, like, a student here in Kenyatta University or in another university or even a young person, and how like the economy is. Just imagine, how are they how do they get all these people, and we don't get them free from from the hospitals. So we also need to the government need to come up with proper policies that will look into these things. And without the noise, they won't be able to understand that there is a need. That's why people like Hope are coming up.
And we hope you do a fantastic job tomorrow.
I will definitely.
We take time, of course, on behalf of KUTV fraternity. I want just to wish you well.
Thank you.
And successful day tomorrow as you continue to champion for the diabetics and against diabetes, even affecting more people. Thank you so much for joining us. Unfortunately, we are out of time. But thank you so much for coming and shedding more light.
Thank you.
We wish you the very best.
Thank you very much. And actually, this is my time. I need that time. It has shown me that I need to eject myself. So this is a way of awareness. If allowed, I can eject myself.
You want to inject yourself?
Yes. Because people should not hide that.
All right. Let's have that. I think.
1 second.
Right.
It is okay. I'll just need this as sanitizer. Then I'll sanitize my body. Then I'll use a new ejection.
All right.
I'm done. It's just 1 minute. We want to end the stigma. And then you just measure how many. I take 12. So I'll just eject myself. And that's how we end the stigma.
Wow.
And I'm done.
Wow.
But now we want to push this, that we can be able to get it, because if I wasn't able to buy, then I wouldn't be here.
Thank you so much.
So I want people to support us. We can't live without this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much. I can feel the passion. The passion is filling this room. Thank you so much. This is where we come to an end of this particular conversation for now. Diabetes Israel is here with us. We have to beat diabetes. We take a short break. We'll be right back with more.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
People pass vuguvugu. People pass ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vilevile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Welcome back for Sporty Action, and the Football Kenya Federation Premier League Match 12 action is set to kick off tomorrow with 5 matches on the cards. Bidco United will play against 13-time champion Tusker FC at the Kasarani Annex League leaders. Posta Rangers with Lockhorns with Shabana FC, while Sofapaka will tackle AFC Leopards at the Machakos Stadium. Defending champions Gor Mahia will take on Muhoroni Youth at the Raila Odinga Stadium, and Ulinzi Stars will go head-to-head against Kakamega Homeboys at the Ulinzi Sports Complex in Nairobi. Let's move beyond our borders, where European club football is set to resume this weekend after a 2-week international break, with several blockbuster matches lined up in different top-flight European leagues, including English Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, and the German Bundesliga.
The English Premier League Matchday 13 action is set to kick off on Saturday with 7 matches on the cards. The early kickoff fixture will see a blockbuster match between the defending champions and league leaders Manchester City taking on second place Liverpool at the Etihad Stadium from 3:30 p.m. East African time. Burnley tackle West Ham, Newcastle will lock horns with Chelsea at the St. James's Park, and Brentford welcome Arsenal at the GTEC Community Stadium from 8:30 p.m. The Spanish La Liga Matchday 14 kicks off tonight when Alaves take on Granada from 11 p.m. Saturday's La Liga action will see defending champions FC Barcelona taking on Rayo Vallecano, Valencia play away at Celta Vigo, and Atletico Madrid will welcome Mallorca at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium from 11 p.m. The German Bundesliga Matchday 12 kicks off tonight when defending champions FC Bayern Munich play away at FC Cologne from 10:30 p.m. Saturday's fixtures will see FC Union Berlin taking on Augsburg. Borussia Dortmund will lock horns with Gladbach at the Signal Iduna Park. Bayer Leverkusen play away at Werder Bremen, and Eintracht Frankfurt will tackle VfB Stuttgart from 8:30 p.m. The French Ligue 1 Matchday 13 also kicks off tonight when defending champions and league leaders PSG take on third place AS Monaco at the Parc de France from 11 p.m. Saturday's action will see Clermont play against FC Lens, and Strasbourg will tackle Olympique Marseille from 11 p.m. And in the Italian Serie A Matchday 13 Saturday action, Salernitana will take on SS Lazio. Defending champions SSC Napoli play away at Atalanta, and AC Milan will lock horns with Fiorentina at the San Siro Stadium from 11 p.m. Njama Gikomo for KUTV Sports.
One minute to the top of the hour, we have come to the close of our conversation just for tonight. This is KUTV Primetime News, where we allow you to see what's happening in the country and to hear what's happening in the country and beyond our borders. Matters politics, matters business, matters agriculture, matters environment, matters health, and matters sports, right here on KTV Primetime News. We don't want you to be left behind about what's happening in the world around you, and that's why we go to, as a team, as KTV News team, we go from place to place, interacting with this person and the other to make sure that you get to know what's happening around you so that you can be able to make better choices. We've come to the close of the conversation for now. But of course, tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. we have Mizizi Weekendi that will be coming to you live on KUTV Kenya, on your Signet channels, and KUTV News Kenya on YouTube. And then at 9 p.m. we shall be having Weekend Live to be able to understand much more that's happening in the English dialect. And of course, talking about dialect, again, I want to finish on a light note. Kenyans, from where I come from and other places, there's this word they call diagonized. That's how they say it. But my director Bonnie, where he comes from, they get very infuriated when they hear us say diagonized. It's diagnosed and it's not diagonized. So at least you learned better. And of course, we are proud. We are still proud of our English, our Kenyan English, as they say. And of course, we've come to the end of this conversation for now. Make sure to attend Dire Hope Africa event that will be hosted by Justa Kajuju, who is the founder about diabetes. Kawasukari, around Kawasukari Baptist area. When you're around there, just make sure you get to contact her. She's Justa Kajuju on Facebook, and Dire Hope Africa on Facebook also as well will be active to make sure that you get directions. Otherwise, on behalf of everyone who has made this news possible, this news bulletin, we want to give you a big shout out and thank you for staying tuned for 1 hour and watching this particular bulletin. Thank you for everyone who went out there and made this possible. And of course, our sign language interpreter, without forgetting him, Evans Othiambo, man of the day. He's done a fantastic job. My name is Mutegi K. Martin. Good night.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Kulima huwa tunalima na tinga, tunalima na tinga na majembe. After that tunapiga haro, alafu na kupiga mitaro na either watu, unachukua watu napiga na mashimo ama ranger hii ya kupiga mashimo, hii ya kupiga mitaro.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bwari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called the Security Breach Detector and Can Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.